Here's the situation this channel actually exists for. Not a rotisserie chicken and 3 leftover odds and ends. The real bottom of the barrel. Payday's not close. The fridge has an egg, and if there's any left, a bottle of sriracha in the door, plus an onion that's been sitting there a little too long. The only vegetable in this whole dish, and it's doing double duty. The pantry has a handful of plain white rice, a bottle of sesame oil, and, the thing that saves the whole night, a pack of Maruchan chicken flavor ramen, 79 cents at Safeway. Not the good stuff, the absolute bottom shelf brick. That's not nothing to eat. That's dinner, and it's a specific dinner, one I go back to more than any other meal on this channel, honestly. Not because it's clever, because when there's genuinely no money and basically no food left, this is what's actually in the cabinet. That's the honest starting point here, not a chef trick. Quick numbers before we cook. A pack of Maruchan is 79 cents at Safeway, genuinely one of the cheapest calories you can buy. Add a handful of rice, an egg, a dash of sesame oil, sriracha if you've got it, and an onion that's a day away from actually going bad. And you're still looking at well under $2 for a dinner that serves 2 people, or one very hungry person. Compare that to a fast food value meal, or the $2,500 to $1,700 a year the average household quietly throws away in food that gets stranded in the fridge until it's not good anymore. That onion alone is exactly the kind of thing that usually ends up in the trash. Tonight, it's what makes the whole pot taste like something instead of nothing. Here's the read. Maruchan is the base, and it should be the cheap stuff, on purpose. It's shelf-stable, already seasoned, and everything else in this pot is doing the work of making it taste like more than the cheapest thing on the shelf. The rice goes in raw, right in the cooking water, so this turns into a rice-thickened noodle broth instead of just noodles floating in water. That's what actually makes it filling enough to be dinner, not a snack. The onion gets diced small and simmers the whole time, so by the time this is done, it's not a vegetable anymore, it's just flavor. Sesame oil rounds out the broth, sriracha goes in if you've got it, as much or as little as your own spice tolerance wants, and the egg goes in last, stirred through the broth egg drop style, so it turns into silky ribbons instead of sitting there as a whole egg. None of this was bought special for tonight. That's the entire point. Here's how it comes together, and more important than the steps. Why each one matters. Water, the handful of raw rice, the seasoning packet, the diced onion, a dash of sesame oil, and sriracha if you've got it, as much as your own spice tolerance wants. All go into the pot together. Bring it to a boil, then drop it to medium and let it go 15 minutes. This is the step that actually cooks the rice through and turns everything into a real broth instead of just flavored water. It needs the time, there's no shortcut here. If there's a can of sardines or some cubed Spam sitting in the pantry, this is where it goes in. Real protein, and it's exactly the kind of thing that's easy to forget you even have until you're looking for something like this. Totally optional. The dish holds up fine without it. Turn it down to low and let it simmer another 10 minutes. This part is patience, not effort. Everything's already in the pot, it just needs time to actually come together. Add the ramen brick, then crack the egg into a cup, beat it, and drizzle it in while stirring, egg drop style, so it cooks into thin ribbons through the broth instead of sitting there whole. Cook for 2 minutes, then take it off the heat completely and let it rest 5 minutes. The noodles cook fast, so they go in dead last, and the rest time is what keeps everything from overcooking. Eat it straight out of the pot, or transfer it to a bowl if you're feeling fancy about it. Fewer dishes is genuinely part of why this is the actual go-to. This makes enough for 2 people, or one very hungry person, no judgment either way. This isn't really about ramen, it's about the fact that the cheapest, least glamorous thing in your pantry is usually the one that gets you through the leanest night and dressed up right, with exactly the scraps that were about to go bad anyway. It's genuinely good, not just good enough. That's the skill this channel is built around, and it's the one thing a recipe card can't teach you, because a recipe card assumes you're shopping for this meal. Most broke nights, you're not. You're just using what's already there. If ramen's your go-to too, or you've got your own, there's nothing left but I'm still eating tonight dish, tell me what's in it. That's genuinely where the next episode comes from. So here's the actual damage, item by item. Ramen, 79 cents. Rice, about a dime. Condiments, the sesame oil and the sriracha together, call it 15 cents. The onion around 50 cents. 1 egg about 30 cents. That's $1.84 for a real dinner, before any protein. Add the sardines and you're at $3.63. Add the Spam instead, and it's around $3.34. Either way, protein included, you're still eating for well under what a single fast food combo costs.